Was this the extra practice? Do you think you'll see the benefit maybe October, November, December of these guys?
No, I really do. I think we're getting a lot of reps in. The returners have been terrific, and it's getting some of the new guys a chance to fill their way through the system. And anytime you get an early start on something, it's going to benefit those young guys.
Figs, I believe the NCAA rule, you can take one of these trips every 4 years.
Correct.
Is that right? And
Correct.
I mean, was this something that you guys always planned to do once you got here to USC?
You know, we felt like once we got the program established in the right direction, we felt like it would be time to do that. And we've got some continuity. We also have a lot of young, new big guys, so we need to get them acclimated to our system and everything. With good returning veteran guards and those young big guys, we had to get them acclimated. So this was a good way to do that.
How positive is it to get all that young talent in and have these 10 extra days and be able to play some actual games?
Yeah, it's been great because you know, right now we've got a few injuries with the bigs, which is unfortunate. But Hadim Gee and Mike Kotsar have been learning on the job, and they've been doing really well, and very pleased with their progression from day one up. This is now the 7th practice, so pretty happy with those guys.
Is Rantut going to make the trip with you?
Rantut will not make the trip. He is signed, but you have to be enrolled in summer school to be able to make the trip. So no, he will not.
Will everybody else be able to go, like Felder, all the other signees?
No, he is not enrolled as well. So
Okay.
none of the enrolled guys can. As long as you're not enrolled in summer school, you cannot participate in the trip.
Do you feel like this is a team with the players you have returning that can maybe push the tempo a little bit more?
I like it. I like the way the speed and the tempo. When you've got experienced older guards, you're going to be able to play faster. You know, with Dwayne and Sindarius and PJ, Justin, those guys know what we want, so they can play faster. And then Hassani Gravett brings a different dimension from a speed and athleticism at the guard spot that we haven't had since we've been here. So I think we're going to be able to play fast. I really do.
Figs, you mentioned some injuries. What are some of the guys that won't be able to play on this trip?
Right now, everybody knows that C.D. Keita is out. Don't know yet about playing Chris a little bit. He's got a little bit of a high hamstring injury that he's recovering from, and right now we don't want to chance him.
Sure.
You know, that's a tricky injury, and so we're not going to chance those things. But besides that, obviously Corey Holden can't participate because he's redshirting. But now everybody else is good to go.
With CD, will that wrist, hand be ready for the season?
Yeah, 100%. He'll be ready.
We're talking about the obvious benefit of getting the freshmen out on the court, getting them some extra time. What about your veterans to see what these freshmen can do so they know what to expect of them when the real game starts?
Well, the great thing has been those guys have been tremendous leaders in practice. You know, Sindarius, Dwayne, and Justin, to an extent, they kind of know stuff as well as I do. So they've been able to help and teach on the floor. And all the returning guys have been very helpful to the new guys, and I think it will be beneficial for them, you know, from a confidence standpoint of seeing the ball go through the net early on. I think for PJ Dozier, reestablishing his confidence with shooting the ball, something that he struggled at last year. Seeing him have success. Marcus Blanton getting stronger and healthier off the hip injury from 2 years ago. Him having success. Justin Mackey being able to define more of a role for us. You know, him having success. So those are the things we're trying to do, is to get some of those guys to take on more of a role.
Do you treat these games as like one of those scrimmages that we don't advertise with other teams in the preseason? Is it like that?
It's basically going to be like that. You know, we're trying to work on things right now that maybe we don't get to spend a lot of time on during the season, because during the season you have your system and things like that. You can't tinker in the middle of a season with something that you may or may not know works or not. So we may go down there and work on a lot of things that we don't spend a lot of time on during the regular season. But let's say we're playing Georgia and we need to trap a ball screen. We're going to work on that. Or you know, we need to work on our zone because we're playing a certain team that, you know, may not, you know, be a very good perimeter shooting team. We're tinkering with a lot of things.
What does it mean to you, like Frank kind of putting the onus on y'all and giving you all the responsibilities during this trip?
Well, you know, the joke Coach Clark told me is two things you never share as a coach is your toothbrush and your basketball team. But you know, Frank is is one of the most selfless people I've ever been around in my life. I got over a 20-year relationship with him. I've been working for him now my 10th year. I think he's pretty comfortable within himself